Hi, I'm Sarah Benjamin. I'm your instructor for pharmacology. I've had many questions. I'm sorry to not be there right now. I am in Florida at the National Nurse Educator Summit, learning a lot about improving nursing education now and in the future. It's really an exciting thing. I do want to be very clear so that you don't need to worry this quarter. I want you to look at your sections on the side here. I'm going up and down on the side. Under my courses, I can see section P1, P2, and P3. That's your Spring 17 FX1, Nursing 2407, P1, P2, or P3. You may or may not have all that information, but this is related to the both online and in lecture portion of your class. And these are the ones I want you to really pay attention to. So I'm going to go ahead and click on P1. You might be in P2 or P3. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. Under your announcements, you're going to see this in your announcements when you first come in. You're going to see your week 1 pharm lecture. Go ahead and click on that. This is a YouTube video. Anyone can watch it on YouTube. It's available for you. This is basically your introductory lecture for the quarter. It's very basic information that you'll need to know before really diving in to the rest of the quarter. This is going to be a fun quarter. I'm also going to go over to the side and I'm going to click under Module 1. So I want to show you under Module 1. Under Module 1, there are some really useful things. I also put the lecture there. Underneath of where the YouTube lecture is recorded, I've got the week 1 lecture, which is the PowerPoint. So you'll be able to follow that just fine. I like to go into lesson content, and this current class has certain objectives. So we want to make sure that you're outlining major classifications of drugs, looking at pharmacokinetics, pharmacodynamics, the routes of administration, this type of a thing. In here, we do have readings. And what just recently happened in our curriculum is that there was a change in the amount of readings. Thank goodness. So no longer are we reading all of those readings that were listed on that sheet. What you've got right now is just chapters 1 and chapter 11. Your Davis Drug Guide is in your Skyscape. Make sure to get your Skyscape uploaded or into your phone before you start clinicals, definitely. This is something that's going to be very helpful to you. There's a Module 1 written assignment, a Module 1 end of module book quiz. I want to take you to those assignments right now. So when you go into Module 1, you can go ahead and click on this assignment link, which I'm doing right here. Commonly used drugs and nursing implications. All you have to do is fill out this chart. This chart is designed for you to learn some of the major, most commonly used drugs and their major classifications. Classifications are really important to learn because there are 3 bajillion drugs in the world, right? And you're never going to know everything about all of them. But what I want you to do is I want you to make this chart so that you have it with you to study now and later, closer to your NCLEX. So I'm going to go past that a little bit. Very specific instructions here. If there's room for interpretation, definitely your interpretation will be the best. This mechanism of action, I do mean the major classification of a drug. How does that work? The real specifics on the meds, I'm not going to worry about. So Underneath of all of the assignments, every assignment I ever hand out, I'm going to give you rubrics. I will not stick you with an assignment that doesn't have rubrics. So basically, you get 45% for filling out each box. And then each box demonstrates accuracy. So that's another 45%. And then I want you to use an APA reference of the drug guide. Use it appropriately. So stick your in-text citations on there and then have a reference page. This is going to help you later on also. The Module 1 end of module open book quiz is something that is open book. You can take it as many times as you'd like. So, you know, it's really something to help you learn and help to direct your focus. The Pharmacology Made Easy tutorials, when you click on these, when you go into ATI, you're going to go under Tutorials, Simulation, and Quiz Banks. One of them is Intro to Pharm, and the other one is Neurosystem number 1. Now, this says Dimulations, so seriously, this is some good humor for all of us. We can look at it and understand that this is definitely a typo. I want to take you there because a lot of people are having problems with that. So why don't I take you there? I'm going to pause this for a second, and we're going to reappear on the ATI screen. Hello, so now we are in the ATI screen. I may have a screen that looks somewhat different than yours, but that's okay. When I go in here, somewhere in your system, you're going to find products. Okay. When you go into products, you're going to see, I'm going to just scroll it up here a little bit. In the middle of your screen, you'll see proctored assessments, practice assessments, tutorials, simulations, and quiz banks. So this is where my typo might help you remember. So under products, tutorials, dimulations, and quiz banks, but they're really simulations. I know, right? So I'm going to press that button, and I'm going to please wait. Okay, so now I like to go under Pharmacology Made Easy because pharmacology can be made easy, and you are going to succeed in this. The ones that you're going to do are the Introduction to Pharmacology and the Neurological System. I can go in and click that button. You'll be able to go in and click it. It is enabled. Here I'm opening up that, I'm not going to open up the hint glossary and thinking guide, but I do want to make sure that the rationales are opened up for you. So I want to make sure that. And then the other one that's due this first week is this Neurological System Part 1, and I could click on that and get into that also. You'll be able to get into it through your metaphorical key. It looks a little bit different than mine, but I'm going to proceed without making changes. Okay, so that's how you'll get into that. It's under tutorials, simulations, and quiz banks, and then it's under Pharmacology Made Easy, and then it's under Intro to Pharm and the Neurological System Part 1. So those are the things you're going to be going into, and those are the things that you are going to be expected to do the first week. But don't worry about those lab classes. Anything that needs to be done in lab, we'll do in lab. So I'm just going to pause again, and you're going to reappear somewhere else. Okay, so I want to show you down as I scroll along here. I'm going to pull up this Q1, Q3, Q4, Q6, Q2. I don't have access to Q5. That is Joey's lab. So I want to set you up so you know that we go into labs, we go into classes, and we have the same learning objectives. But each instructor might be somewhat different in how they reach those objectives. That's kind of the way the world works. And so I want to set that up for you right up front. You either have a Cheyenne, myself, or Joey. Cheyenne and Joey, I both have ultimate respect for. They will have high expectations, but I hope we all have high expectations of ourselves, because we're taking care of people and people's lives are in our hands. So what you're going to be doing in lab will all be done in lab this quarter. The lab component, I'm not going to expect you to log into on Blackboard here, just because it will be much easier for you and much less confusing. So anyway, one more thing I want to say for this quarter is that I want you to have a great quarter. I want you to really enjoy learning. I don't want you to be worried about anything. Go ahead and send me an email. Don't send it in Blackboard, because it's really time consuming to go through all of them, and it'll take me a while to get back. So make sure to send it to that S-mail account, which for me is sarah.benjamin@rasmussen.edu. I wish you the best of luck this quarter. In fact, you don't even need luck. I just say best wishes. I think we're going to have a great quarter. I'm someone who will work tirelessly to bring you to where you need to be. So, at any rate, have a great day, and I really look forward to meeting you in person. And I'm sorry about this inconvenience. Thank you so much.